So, welcome to Northern Powerhouses, our business success story series of interviews, where we discuss
Thank
the
you.
local business leaders, their backgrounds, their successes, and their challenges, and what's really driving them forwards. And today, I'm delighted that we have back with us Lisa Gair, who's the founder at Yummy Yank. So, Lisa, firstly, welcome back. Thank you so much for spending a bit more time with us. And if you'd like to introduce yourself, Yummy Yank, all the wonderful things and products that you produce, that'd be great. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Chris. Nice to see you again.
And you.
I am Lisa Gair. I run the Yummy Yank, which is, I've been baking for nearly 20 years. I bake all things American, as that's all I know. I still bake American, which drives the facility I bake at crazy because they have to then convert into metric. And I do. I drive people crazy for various reasons, but that's their biggest reason. And yeah, I do many brownies. I started, as I said, so long ago, way before brownies were trendy. People really weren't doing them here. People weren't eating the flavors I was making necessarily. Peanut butter was incredibly foreign when I first started. Now everybody and their brother eats peanut
Yeah,
butter and also makes
yeah,
brownies. And a few years ago, I created our first long shelf life package product called
yes,
brownie snaps, which is a
yes,
thin, crisp, snappy cookie. Tastes a little bit like the edge of a brownie, but that's where the relationship to a brownie ends.
yeah.
It's not a brownie. So yeah,
And they're delicious, I have to say. You were kind enough to, when we
thank
met,
you.
give me some sample, and they were absolutely delicious.
Thank
Um,
you.
so I think it's probably about a year ago when we last spoke, and I'm keen to know what's changed for you in the business since then.
It's tough. It is very tough. Aside from all the expenses going up, our chocolate alone, as I'm sure you are aware, it has gone up in the last year 88%.
Oh my goodness, yes,
And being that's the number one ingredient in my products, it's a
yep,
killer. It is a killer. Butter has gone up again. Everything's gone up again. Labor is going up again. And it's very, very hard. On top of that, um, the Hobart mixer, the 80 quart floor standing mixer that we use, is quite old.
yep,
This is only for our brownie snaps. We use counter ones for everything else, so we're okay. It doesn't have a safety guard.
right,
And it was kind of ripped from under us because where we baked got a notice saying that somebody was fined 150,000 pounds for not having one. And it was, they very kindly helped me do one more batch under supervision, and then it was taken away. So right now, I can't even produce the brownie snaps.
oh
Now
my
there is
goodness,
another one in another part of the facility that they can use for one batch because we're BRC AA graded. We really should not move ingredients back and forth.
yep,
So it's very tricky. I'm looking for a new producer. I'm
yep,
talking to a couple of people. I'm waiting on prices. It's not necessarily a bad thing because where we produce is very expensive in making them.
yep, yes,
And it really hasn't allowed them to grow the way they should grow because I don't have room for distributors' percentages.
yep,
Um, so hopefully, fingers crossed, somebody will come in with a better price. Like I said, I am talking to a couple of people, one in particular. They quoted me a cost on not the ingredients I use, which I'm not going to change my ingredients
yep,
because it'll change everything.
of
They're
course,
multi award winning. So, in fact, today we're sending them one of the flavors we use. I said, I have to use pure vanilla. I will not use a flavoring. So where that puts us back up for a cost, I don't know. Right now, they've come in lower and it was exciting. But when they said their ingredients and didn't necessarily hear what I said, it was like, oh no. So
yes,
I'm praying the cost comes in lower because I need a distributor. They need to be, well, you've had them.
yep,
And even they said they should be in every shop.
absolutely,
So it's tricky right now because our orders for tea day, they're being very, very good. We have stock on all the flavors except chocolate. They're being very patient and are willing to the chocolate can be produced again. I understand they can't jeopardize BRC and they can't jeopardize getting fined 150,000 pounds, nor can I.
yeah,
And I can't afford an 80 quart floor standing mixer right now. So
yep.
it's very hard and frustrating times. Not for so many people. For so many people.
You know, I can completely understand that. It is what is the potential for increasing the prices to match the cost of the ingredients? Is that too much of a challenge?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's still a drum of cookies, so, and just like my brownies, as I think I said to you before, when a Michelin star chef says you undersell yourself by what you're selling your brownies for, nobody's paying £9 for a brownie. It's
Yeah,
not reality. It's going to have a cap on what it
yeah,
can be.
yeah,
So it's very, very tricky times of navigating. We have to increase the price of our brownies.
yeah,
Um, we're talking about, I don't want to do it because they're also known for their size and their quality. Talking about maybe shrinkage a little bit. I'm going to try a tray next month. Instead of 20 brownies out of a tray, I'm going to try 24. If it's very noticeable, I know my customers will notice it. I know they will, but I just don't know how to do it otherwise. Raising the price some, I'm okay with, as well as shrinkage, I'm not okay with. So it's navigating one thing after the other. On top of that, this winter has been crazy in the run up to Christmas. So many things were canceled because of weather. And it's just been not easy times. As I said to Ian does the stressing. I try and keep everything out of my head. I said to him the other day on my tombstone, you can put, she had nothing in her head. Because I really do try so hard not to think when I don't have to. So
yeah,
it's just I'm still here. I've been going a very long time, and there's a lot of people, not like my brownie snaps, as you know, there's nothing like them, but there's
yeah.
so many people who do brownies now, and my cakes are very different, and people realize my brownies are different. But I'm still here to tell the tale when 500 million new brownie makers came during COVID.
Yeah.
But it's getting hard. It's getting very hard.
Yes. Yeah. And as you say, still being here is a win. I know it doesn't always feel like
Yes.
that. It is keeping going. It's that pushing through to find that solution. And I know that's easy for people to say, not always easy to do. But
Yeah.
when you've got such a great product and you've clearly got a great client base, I guess it's finding a way. Do you have? I mean, obviously it's been tough. Any alongside the longevity of your brand, any other wins that have happened over the last 12 months?
Any other wins? I've won more awards for the
Brilliant.
snaps.
Brilliant.
Amazing, amazing. Quality food and drink again for my brownie snap Christmas trees, as well as my brownie snap orange. Chocolate, the normal ones I won for the all chocolate Christmas trees for orange. I mean, they're just winning award after award. And what I have said to people when I talk to people, we're still looking for investment. That's
Yeah.
nearly impossible. But what I have said to people, I'm not ready to throw in the towel because I know how good my products are, and I
Right.
know the potential of these, and they're my baby. They're
Yeah.
my baby, and
Totally get
I'm not going to let it go that easily. So I was thrilled when people approached me about possibly making them. Like I said, one is absolutely very serious. Um, and they've got a good reputation. And I've
right.
talked to people who they also bake for. Sadly, they're at the complete other end of the country, which
Right.
is Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We can make that work.
Yeah.
We can absolutely make that work. I'm not getting upset about that, but that's just the way it is. And yeah, so on that end of it, it's all good. And if potentially something like this does work, it could open up, if it does come in cheaper, it could open up the path for me to create more packaged products, which is what like I said to you last
Yes.
year, is what I want to do anyway. So if it does work out, fingers crossed, that is something I could really think about. I don't want to get rid of my brownies, but I want to make life easier for Ian and I, as
Yeah.
well as, like I said to you last year as well, making it easy if we ever go, that our kids could maybe keep it going in some capacity.
Brilliant. Yeah. No.
But the other thing, the struggle for us, and I probably talked about this last year as well, social media, Chris, social media. Oh my God, it drives me crazy. I'm too old. I am too old.
No, we have to learn these new things. It's
I try, and everybody's saying to me, and so many people are so lovely to help me. TikTok, which I never was allowed on by my kids. I think I said to you, they told me
yeah.
they'd divorce me if I ever went on TikTok. Well, that's not the case anymore. So we want to build a TikTok shop because I have lovely customers who are willing
Great.
to help. And they're saying, I should be doing I could be doing 5 figures a month on TikTok. It's like, it is a minefield. So we've kind of nearly set it up. What to do with it, I don't know. I've done some videos. I'm okay with some videos.
Brilliant.
I need to get 1,000 followers. This is very new to me. And another lovely person who does something for West Yorkshire. We're going to meet up with her. And her husband was in the baking industry, and I think he knows something about it. And we can't afford to pay people. That's part of the reality of it, of doing it. And I don't know, they kind of do possibly a pro bono project a year for startups. And no, we're not a startup, but I think she's taking pity on us. so we'll see. But we're nearly there to set it up. I don't understand how it works. I don't understand how the lives work. I don't understand how do they pay. How do you? It is truly a minefield for me. We are trying and we are learning.
Right,
but it's frustrating.
Yeah, no, I get that, and it is worth trying to engage with experts that do.
Oh, I have to. I don't have an option.
Is if we don't know. So I often ask people what make a great client, but you've got plenty of those. So I guess one of the questions would be, what would make a great contact or partner for you? Somebody that might be watching. Who are you looking for? I'm guessing we mentioned investors. We also mentioned potential baking partners. Who would be out there if people are watching this? What would you say? Who would make a great partner, investor, whatever for you?
Somebody who understands business, regardless of whether it's baking or not. A true business head. Somebody who can really help with marketing and PR without us costing absolute fortunes. I think that's probably my number one. Is marketing and PR. I just think it's so necessary these days. I was saying to somebody I was talking to the other day, actually, one of the people that are looking to bake for us, I need to remain the face of the business because it has turned into a very personal business, and my customer base up and down the country, I have a zillion children. People talk to me like they've known me their entire lives, whether they've met me or not.
Brilliant.
It's really interesting. So somehow I don't ever want to lose that personal feeling. Whether we have come in contact or not. That is truly what I believe my business has been based on.
Yes.
They love it. They love the personal touches. I put a note in when they do an online order, and so whatever happens, I can never be away from it completely because I don't think it would work. I think the Yummy Yank is a brand, but the Yummy Yank is also a person, and it's very much a part. So I need whoever helps to understand that, and but yes, investment 100%. But definitely marketing and PR. Definitely marketing. I need major help.
Yeah. Okay. And is there anything? I mean, obviously, I know it's been tough, and obviously, quite a lot of learning comes from difficult times. Is there anything since we last met you've learned specifically about business?
Yeah, how frustrating.
Frustrated.
And it doesn't come easy. No matter how long you've been in it, it doesn't come easy.
One of our previous CEOs, I mean, he said to me many years ago, and he said, the job of a business owner is to solve problems, and it is, problems are part of the course. And I guess it is that's again another easy thing to say, but it's accepting that we will hit these sort of bumps in the road, and I guess it's how we deal with them. You're clearly maintaining a positive mental attitude, which is wonderful, and I think the right thing.
Absolutely.
And the resilience to keep going, which is, again, I often ask people what they've learned about themselves, and again, resilience is something, and clearly you're demonstrating that, because in many of the situations, and we see it time and time again, it only takes the right contact, the right person, just
Yep.
the break in something happening, and
Yep.
things can
Absolutely.
radically change. So yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, it's funny because Ian, his whole career, has helped businesses, and his background's finance.
yes,
He's helped many businesses, but when it's your own different, it's so different.
of course.
So you don't have that same head and hat on as you do when you're working for other businesses, because it's your heart. You think more with your heart, and it's yeah, it's very interesting. Yes, you're right. We have learned resilience. There is no question about it. I kind of learned that about myself when I moved to the UK. I mean,
Yep.
to move from America to the UK, kind of to an unknown,
Yes.
I realized how strong I was. I never would have thought myself as a strong person until
Yep.
that happened. So I realized how strong I am. And I think that's part of when I say I try not to think, because I can't let that consume me,
No,
because it would pull me down, and I can't let that pull me down.
it doesn't serve us.
It does not.
You know,
It
if,
does
if
not.
a feeling or thought doesn't serve us, then let's not engage with it. I
No,
really believe that.
no.
As they
So
doesn't mean we shouldn't take action and think about things and plan, but the feeling or the thought, the negative feeling or thought, rarely drives us forward. It normally, disables us rather than enables us. And so,
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
being open to that, and I think and I think that that's a common sense approach to getting through tough times. Is
Absolutely. And we just keep contacting people. And I've met some interesting people along the way. I suppose in some instances, when people say things, I wish they would follow through, because I do follow through, and that's very frustrating.
yes,
Um, it drives me crazy,
yeah,
but I would never do anything to upset that person, because you never know down the road when they might come back and say, hey, you know what? So I appreciate any foresight, anything they can offer me, and I take it on board, listen carefully. But yep, if they don't follow through now, maybe next year they'll follow through. Maybe 6 months from now they'll follow through. So it's I'm never one to stir relationships, or make a relationship not a good one,
yeah.
because it's too important. You don't know when that person will come back in your life.
You just never know.
Nope.
100% never.
Nope.
You make a
Nope.
good impression. You never know when that actually can trigger an action in the future.
No, absolutely. So there will never be bad blood between me and anyone,
Brilliant.
because it's too important. It's just too important to keep those people on your side if you
Yes.
possibly need them later down the line, or they decide they do want to work with you.
Yeah.
So I've
And
learned that, that's for sure.
brilliant. No, brilliant. I know it's tough times for you, and I know obviously things are a bit challenging. But looking forward, what is there anything new coming out? Are you looking at any new products I'm sure there's other things on your mind right now. But what might people want to look
Well,
at?
when and if we can afford it with brownie snaps, I certainly want to come out with possibly another flavor. I would like to do them in a small grabbable kind of lunch bag
Yeah.
packaging,
Yeah.
like a crisp, like a
Yeah.
small bag of crisp that you would put in. I think they would do really well
Yes.
there. And I'd be able to hopefully go take them to theaters and
Yeah.
movie theaters, plays, things like that. Possibly even talk more to transportation and
Yeah.
hospitality sector more. That I even have a design already for the bag, but
Brilliant.
it's but that has to, well, first they have to be produced. We have
And
to be able to produce them. So if we could get the price down enough, and I think that would also bring down the price of the product just because of the packaging.
yeah.
So that's in my head, in the works.
Yeah.
So possibly another flavor. While we still could use the mixer, I was playing with flavors, but nothing really worked for me. So that's there, but it's also a couple other products, long package shelf life products that I would like to work on. But they all take money, and right now it's nonsensical to even think about it.
Yes.
If
No.
somebody comes along with either some money or some way of producing things cheaper,
Yeah.
then I can absolutely, they're always on the back burner. They're not going away. They're good ideas.
Brilliant.
It's It's just having the capacity and the finance to make them happen.
Brilliant. And I would say for anyone that is watching that was interested in what we're talking about, the brownie snap product is very unique. It is something that's very different.
There's nothing like them.
There is really an opportunity there. As you
I
said,
think so.
the brownie market is a bit fuller.
It is. And I will always have my customer base. I'm not worried about the brownies. That's not going anywhere. The cost of them is a concern because of chocolate. Will chocolate come down? Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, my factory manager right now is saying it doesn't look like it this year.
Right.
It looks like it potentially could go up again in April, just what we need in April, along with every other cost that's going up in April. But I have my customer base. That's a given. Can it keep us going? That I don't know. But I'm not worried about that, other than, like I said, just increase in price and possibly shrinkage, possibly, but I hope not. And my cakes, the cakes, I'm still doing my big sheet cakes for coffee shops, and yes, I would like to get in there more.
Yep.
But again, they're expensive because my ingredients are expensive and the way we make them is expensive. But they're in coffee shops. Like I said, I'd like to get them in more, but I'm not as concerned about that end of the business. The end of the business that I want to really develop, which in my opinion has the most potential, but I'm stuck.
Yes.
It's the brownie snaps, because they are so unique and they are loved. People absolutely love them. Absolutely. And part of the marketing and the PR as well, or anything, even investment, is having people understand what they are.
Yeah.
People still, if no different than last year, they see brownie, they think it's brownie. I said, but look at the big letters underneath that says snap. They do what they say.
So for anyone that isn't sure about the difference, it's quite easy to order on your website, isn't it? And order some and try them out. And I would urge anyone that's watching that has an interest but thinks it's just the same as something else. It's not. Try some and find out.
Exactly. So it's people understanding what they are. Yes, they're going to be a little bit more money, even if they come in cheaper, but they're going to be a little bit more money, in my opinion, and in people's opinions that have voted for them in very well-respected food awards. They love them.
Absolutely.
And before the person we're talking to about possibly taking them on said it's a premium product. They look amazing. It's a premium product, and it is. So can it be on the shelf of every supermarket along with, I don't know, Jammy Dodgers? No, it's not that kind of product.
No. I think, like most, specialist and niche product, the beauty is if you can really clearly define the niche, therefore the value, they do become more price insensitive. It's yes. A friend of mine talks a lot on persuasion influence, but also especially in sort of the retail world. And one of the phrases he has is nice is expensive and expensive is nice. We get that. That's just a natural thing for people to say. So I appreciate that there's a feeling of price sensitivity, and I'm sure there is, but it may not be as much as we feel. It may just be we've got to pass that price on.
Absolutely. And we have to get them out there. We have to get them out there, and we have to be able to make them at a price for us that we can get them out there, because distributors take 25 to 30%. And I can't lose money on them. So they have to get out there. This company we're also talking to has a list of various people that he can give us, but they also said, at first they said, oh, do you need to talk to distributors? Can you do it yourself? We'll give you contacts of, yes, of course I can do that. And then he said, but you know what? A distributor probably isn't a bad idea, which I know, because I know farm shops and garden centers, they buy from one catalog. They buy want this, and this from one catalog. So, and like they said, we can send them direct from the facility to the distributors, which would be fantastic, because right now we send everything. I mean, T-Bay, the T-Bay services, which is 6 of them, they sell them for £1 more than our recommended.
Right.
And they fly. So it's not so much the price, because yes, just looking at it, you see it's a premium product, but it's us being able to afford to tackle on the other costs with it.
Yeah, no, totally understand. Well, look, hopefully this has helped to raise some more awareness. And if somebody's watching, if they'd like to get in touch, you just talk a little bit more about your plans, your products, maybe an investor, a marketer, somebody that wants to get involved. What's the best way of contacting you?
Yes, please. They can either drop me an email at lisa@theyummyyank.com, as it sounds, as it spells, so the double Y in the middle.
Yep.
Or you can provide my phone. Do you have my phone number? You should have my phone number.
We may well do it. I guess it's on your website. Would it be on your website?
Yes. Yep. It should be. Yes, it should be on the website. And the website is theyummyyank.com.
Brilliant.
So it's easy to get in touch with me. You can find me. I can't hide.
Well, look, it was great to catch up again, and I'm sure things aren't quite as developed as I know you want to be and deserve with given the quality of the products that you deliver. But I do really believe keep going. There will be somebody that comes in and says brilliant and help you get to the next level. So, but for now, thank you so much for your time again.
Thank you so much, Chris. Lovely to see you again.
And you.
Take good care.
Thank you.